Are you ready for the third installment of the Angelini fairy tales?
Of course I am.
Why are you dressed like an astronaut?
Why are you an asshole? Anyway, once upon a time there was a beautiful princess named Lynn, who was perfect in every way. Due to her heritage, Lynn was particularly kind to pathetic Italian men.
On a midsummer evening a fortnight from Lynn's 18th birthday, she was strolling through a meadow full of beautiful flowers and colorful butterflies. Carefree children were frolicking through the meadow when suddenly Lynn heard shrieks of terror from these same children. Approaching on a black stallion was Jaime Iluvino, flanked by a team of his serfs. Iluvino was feared by all of the peasants for his relentless cruelty to women and children.
Iluvino had inherited his fortune from his father's investment in land. And in addition to being a midget, he was a useless playboy. The prosperous land was used for vineyards across the countryside. Jaime had not worked a day in his life and took pride in frivolously spending his father's cash. Iluvino had a crush on Lynn and had decided that this was the girl he would marry. His plan was to pluck Lynn from the meadow on his horse and take her back to his estate to have his way with the maiden.
Tony Six-Drink Martini was a pathetic soul, employed by Iluvino at one of his many wineries. Martini was a slovenly character whose task was to trounce grapes. Most days Tony would be told by his superiors not to enter the grape pit due to his despicable hygiene. So he would swig martinis from a large glass milk bottle covered in a brown bag. Any money that Tony had was spent in the local tavern. The only woman Tony had ever been with was a heinous troll from the Rochester, NY region. It was safe to say that Tony had failed in life.
So when Tony heard the children shriek, he could not tell if it was the delirium from the booze the night before, or if the noise was actually coming from the meadows outside. He decided to stagger outside to investigate. Galloping straight toward him was Iluvino with a strong arm around a struggling, dress-torn, half-naked Princess Lynn. By this time, Martini was so plastered that he dropped his bag of booze. The glass bottle shattered, and large shards of glass littered the ground below. One of the shards of glass pierced the stallion's front hoof, and horse with riders fell to the earth. Iluvino's heart was pierced by another shard of glass, and he died instantly. Martini was a hapless hero.
Before Lynn had the chance to reconsider, she screwed Tony, and they lived, in a strange kind of way, happily ever after.
Nice work. See you tomorrow.
Not if I see you first.
Fuck off.